How about this next health headline, everybody? A nasal spray to treat depression. The FDA approving a new standalone treatment. It's a nasal spray called Spravato. Research is showing that more than 8% of Americans suffer from major depression disorder each and every year, and that the disorder can be really difficult to treat. Only about 30% of people who use medication fully recover from it. That's according to recent studies. Joining me now, I have board-certified psychiatrist Dr. Sue Varma. Doctor, thank you for being with me. You know, people who suffer from depression, they're desperate for anything that might work. So first, how does Spravato work, and are you a proponent for its use?
Yes. As a psychiatrist, I'm always a proponent of new treatments that are safe and effective. And Spravato is an NMDA receptor antagonist. And this is sort of a mirror image of ketamine. So this is S-ketamine, and we're familiar with ketamine. It's been around for a very long time as an anesthetic. The key here, though, that this is not IV. So this is, you're going to inhale this nasally. And also it has to be done under the supervision of a physician. So we want to be able to have a doctor monitor for side effects. But what is so wonderful is that while in the past this was FDA approved for treatment for depression, it had to be in conjunction with a person already being on an antidepressant. And what made it so tricky is that there are tons of people who do not benefit, at least 30% of people who have tried a medication, one or more, and it has not worked for them. So to be able to remove that stipulation that you don't already have to be on an antidepressant to be on this, you do have to have tried and failed 2 prior medications. So this is not necessarily going to be a first-line medication. So that's important, but it is effective.
And you bring up the fact that a physician has to oversee its use. This is not like a bottle of like Afrin that you keep in your medicine cabinet and just administer whenever you want. How does its efficacy compare to other oral medications that, you know, have been used for years?
So we do find that it is just as effective. The only thing is, a couple things you have to keep in mind. One is that patients who are using this are what we might call treatment resistant to antidepressants. So they have already tried and failed. So they might be dealing with a subtype of depression that is a little bit more challenging to treat. One of the benefits of this medication is that it works really quickly. So whereas other medications that works with serotonin or norepinephrine, they can take anywhere from 4 weeks to 12 weeks if they work. And that's a very long time for someone who's like, I need to get back to work like ASAP. So you can see benefits within 7 days, but definitely by 28 days, which is very reassuring for a lot of people.
Yeah, and before I let you go, any negatives to this or any side effects linked to the spray that we need to know about?
Yeah, so that's why it's so important that it's done under the supervision of a doctor, because a person can feel, it's rare. Look, at the mildest form, it might be sedation, and at extreme form, it could be dissociation or hallucinations, but only really a very small category of people will experience it. But I do believe that it must be in the hands of a trained behavioral health specialist. So this is a psychiatrist who has years of training, who says, I've tried you on other things, it hasn't worked, and let's move on to this. So it really should be a specialist who's a specialist in behavioral health, because we do know that there are a lot of physicians who may not have a lot of training, but that's the only person that you can see, like your primary care doctor. So access is more important if that's all you can see, but if you have access to a trained physician in behavioral health, even better.
Yeah, and significant that this now is seen as a standalone treatment too. I'm sure millions eager to try it. Dr. Sue Varma, thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.